this, right? You are an, you're a proto-human on the African savannah, right? And the most important thing that you can do is hide from a predator and seek prey. Those are like the two key tasks that you have. You got to not get eaten and you got to find things to eat, right? And how do you get good at it? You don't want to get good at it in a production environment, right? Especially you don't want to teach your children, your little baby humans, to hide from wolves by putting them together with wolves. You need some way to practice hiding against a predator that won't kill you. So we use the other kids as stand-ins for the predator, and we create this artificial environment of hiding and seeking to learn the most critical survival behavior of all: how to hide from a predator, seek prey. And that's why it's so fundamental as a game and builds and has so many echoes in all the other kinds of games that we play, is because it is so fundamental, right? And you think about Candy Crush. Well, that's a pattern matching game. How do you choose the mushrooms that are good for food from the mushrooms that will kill you? Well, you have to be able to recognize patterns, and you have to be able to do that, right? And so, well, Candy Crush is not going to poison you, right? But it allows you to practice what is an important survival skill, right? And do it in an environment where you're not likely to die. So this is what's going on with games, right? It's not like gamification is not the process of taking stuff that was designed just to be entertaining and pulling it into an environment where important things happen. It's more like the opposite. It's more like we are understanding what are the fundamental human behaviors that we want someone to express in our environment, and put the design patterns there that will allow them to experience those behaviors, to exhibit those behaviors, and experience some positive feedback. Ideally, intrinsically valuable feedback. So not paying people for things, but getting people to feel good in themselves because they did something that they already wanted to do or already felt they needed to do. So that's what gamification, I think, is really, and that's what it means to us. And so when you put points on something without somebody understanding what it's saying about the underlying system, you're not gamifying it. You're just layering some arbitrary counting system on top. If it is actually expressing the underlying expertise and mastery that you want the person to achieve, if that's what you're looking for in your environment, then it can be a good technique to provide feedback. But the points themselves don't provide the value. It is what the points represent that provides the value. So those underlying game mechanics need to be in place so that you can express them in points. And so, yeah, we try to help people understand what those underlying mechanics are and apply them in a bunch of different ways. Mechanics related to agency and decision making, discovery and exploration of spaces, uncertainty and surprise and delight, and conflict and challenges, and the progression of challenges, and how that relates to the acquisition of skills and how they need to move together. You can't make the system too hard too fast, or people get frustrated. You can't keep it too easy for too long, or they'll get bored, right? And then, of course, at the end, you have this language of outcomes that you express back to them so they have a sense of what just happened to them and why it should matter.